Willkommen zurück. Wir machen noch ganz schnell eine Folge, wie man Dungeon of the Endless tatsächlich spielt. Wir haben doch noch ein bisschen Zeit und lassen uns das jetzt nochmal richtig erklären. So, thanks again. We found a little more time to actually play Dungeon of the Endless and explain how this game works. A thing we didn't get to do in the first episode. So, go ahead. What are we seeing?
So basically, now this is the beginning of the game. Actually, we probably will be changing the interface of the beginning of the game. But anyway, at the beginning, you choose an escape pod, basically to escape from that jail ship we talked about earlier. And you'll be able to pick, if you manage to unlock them, a few guys to start with you. They will be your first heroes, more or less, to explore the dungeon where you suddenly appear. Basically, the game is a mix of two main genres, roguelike and tower defense. And it's strange because when we started working on the game, we thought it was a bad idea because a lot of roguelikes were being made at the time, and tower defense, I don't think anyone wants to play tower defense anymore, so there's been so many of them. And it's funny how mixing the two genres basically in a way kind of created a new genre, and very happy about that because we love basically to be able to have that kind of building aspect of the tower defense. That's what you'll see in a minute, and the kind of more adventurous thing that you could find in a roguelike with this kind of randomly generated dungeons and with this high danger, that is always waiting for you, somewhere after, for us, after a door. We always have this thing what's behind the door, and you never know what it is basically. So it could be a reward, it could be some monsters, it could be both.
Could be like now a monster.
So basically,
one thing we are seeing right now is we're not actually moving the two characters inside the room. It's when you look at it, you might think that the game plays differently than it actually does. How does it actually work? So
basically, so we have two elements. We have the rooms on one side and the heroes on the others. Hero, you only tell them to go in a room, but you don't tell them to go that pixel. We're not big fans, as you know, of micromanagement, and that's not the kind of management we want to give to the players. We want more to focus on the bigger picture. It's like, okay, where do I want to defend? Where do I want to have heroes and defenses? Do I want to be able to? Okay, he found some stuff. So kitchen gloves. Okay, so it gives attack power.
New equipment that is placed randomly. In the dungeon.
Exactly. Sometimes you're lucky enough to find them. Sometimes you will find merchants and these items. It will be up to you to find them.
The characters themselves are also random. Which one you start with? You start always with two.
Basically, you start always with two with that ship, with that escape pod. With stuff we can modify from escape pod to escape pod. Each escape pod basically will modify the game rules, which could include the number of heroes to start with, basically.
How many can you have in the end?
I think in total, I'm not sure. I think we're aiming at somewhere between 5 and 7, I think.
Okay.
No? Less than that? Or are you about to die? Okay, you're just about to die. Heal. Okay. So basically, stop. Move back so that you see that Max, the guy shooting. So he can basically have the two guys helping each other with that. So basically, also he likes defenses. So basically, Max loves to explore with his heroes, but sometimes he forgets he can build defenses. So for that, you need to have industry that you see on the top left. Industry. Each time you open a door, you get industry, you get science, you get food, you can get some dust.
Those are the resources.
The main resources, and each one of them will allow you to do different stuff. So you build with the industry, so you can build defenses, or build other major modules that can bring you more science, more food, or more industry.
Those are the big ones we saw in the first room. We built one of the major modules. That the pink one. That one is going to create new resources, more resources.
Exactly.
Around.
So basically, you will have more resources after to be able to build defenses. Of course, if you want to invest more on your heroes, you will want to have more food coming in, because with food you can heal heroes, or you can also level up your heroes.
That's what we see right now. We can level up. I was always, when I played, I always had problems deciding which way to go? Is there like, especially for the beginning, should you focus on leveling up your heroes or leveling up the actual level, like placing more?
Basically, I think
turrets.
it's always the same. I think this what we want to achieve, with the game balance, is to make sure that you need to progress on the two areas. So you need with science to find better modules, to be able to build more modules, and to be at the same time be able to level up your heroes, still keeping some food to either recruit new heroes or to be able to level up your heroes or heal your heroes. So basically, with the science also, what you can do is you can also use more often your special hero abilities. Each one of your heroes, when they go up in level, they have special abilities. Like, for example, that one can really run really fast, naturally, and even faster when you activate her ability. So and for that, you can only use it once every, I think it's 3 doors that you open. You need to open 3 doors before to reset it, or you can spend science basically to reset it right away.
The doors are sort of like, if the game would be a turntable, not turntable,
tabletop.
Like a game that is based on rounds. The doors are actually the rounds in a specific way.
Okay, yes. So definitely is for us it is a turn-based game.
Turn-based, I forgot the
sorry, I thought you meant tabletop.
No, sorry.
No. So yeah, it is a turn-based game in somehow, and it's true. You pass a turn by opening a door. Mm-hmm. So it's definitely, and the good thing with that is, if Max now wants to go and drink something in the kitchen and come back, nothing will happen. There's no stress. As long as you don't open the door, nothing can happen to you. So, but what we like also is like when you open the door, you enter in kind of this real-time-ish game where you have a lot of adrenaline. Basically it's always a mix of planification and adrenaline.
It's like what we saw now. We opened a door and we entered a room, and there were some enemies in the room, but in the same moment we opened the door, something else somewhere else in the dungeon could happen. Like here we had an alarm in another room, and there were new enemies coming.
Exactly. Each of the rooms that are not lit by you, either by having a hero or by connecting the room to, as Max is doing now, to your power system, which is connected to your crystal, which is in your chip. Just to explain it to people, that's another
gameplay element. You always have this power crystal. You start on the first level. It's based on your wreckage. Later on, you take it with you, and you need it to lighten up rooms like this, like we're doing right now. And only rooms that are lightened up can be built in, can have stuff that actually works.
And no enemies will spawn in these rooms. So it's two things. It's used for your defenses and to make sure it is safe. So now, for example, Max basically has created a hub of defense where he can explore, and if something goes wrong, he goes back to that hub basically.
Of course, usually you can light less rooms than the dungeon actually has. You always have to make a decision which one
exactly and which direction you want to go. Especially the goal at the end of each level is to be able to find the exit, which is an elevator, and you need to take with you your crystal. And by taking the crystal, you will slowly power down each one of the rooms on the way. So there's no way back, and you need basically to prepare your path so you can defend your crystal along the way, because all the monsters from all over the dungeon will come to you, and it's a bit like this kind of American football where you have the ball and you need to run, and you see all these guys who just want to kill you, to get the ball. But that's a bit the same idea with the crystal. So it's again, it is a kind of this adrenaline moments that you add at the end of the level. So it's still the first level, right, Max? So basically, Max is playing in easy mode, which is not that easy when you discover the game for the first time.
There are, in the options, you can choose between easy and very easy,
yes.
Which is like
they're pretty difficult.
What kind of choices are that? Normally it's normal, hard, and easy. You are making easy and very easy. How difficult? So is the game going to be? Is there going to be a normal mode or even a hard mode?
So basically there will be So there will be other modes. and there will be more difficult modes. But the thing is, it also was a little joke for us, because basically a lot of people were complaining about always dying, and so we said we just to make fun of them. So we just called them like easy and too easy. But no, they are not that easy. So don't mistake them for the big. See, so Max just activated her special power, which allows her to run extremely fast. And especially when she's in difficult situations, if she needs to rush back, you should build more defenses, Max, maybe.
You can, what you're saying now is real time, the battles once they are started, they're running real time, but you can pause the game, can't you?
Yes, yeah, you can press space or, so basically that will pause the game. And, but it's shameful, to do that. So you should not.
It's not meant to do.
No. It's just like Max is doing it without the pause system. But no, actually, it's not true. Actually, especially sometimes it gets really tricky, and it's good to be able to assess the situation, to pause and see it.
You can still give orders when the game is paused. And
yes, exactly.
Later on, right now we are seeing the first dungeon, which is, of course, it's rather small. Later on, you will have to split up your teams and decide who's going to go where, and have to.
And especially, you guys can increase, so the power of the modules in the room. So yeah, definitely you want to have guys in different places. Also, as we discussed earlier, we want to work a lot on the backstory and the links between these guys, and gameplay-wise also. And we hope we'll be able to have that somehow.
What we're seeing now is up there is the exit. Now one of our characters, the fast one, has taken the power core.
Yeah.
And that one is this phase is at the end of each level. You always have to take the power core to the exit at the end.
Exactly.
You can't stop now. You have to just get through it and hope to survive. This time we survive easily.
Yes. So that's the first level. The first level is just to get you started, basically, just to get you in the mood.
It's so frustrating how often I died on the first level. Oh my god.
Okay. Well, maybe with all the things. Basically, I would say if I were Max, actually, I would put more defenses. But Max also tried to keep more industry for the next level to be able to invest more now, because he knows the first level is not the most difficult. So after a while, you may want to save some of your resources for later on. Which is what Max is doing.
One of the long-term decisions I noticed when I played was when I have to decide whether I build these big machines that give me more food or more science or more resources. When I start doing this phase too late, I of course lose each time I open a door, lose the resources I could gather. So it's not a good idea to actually clear out the whole dungeon and start building afterwards, because you can only get new resources with the next turn, which means you have to open a door. If there are no more doors left, it doesn't help you building stuff.
So that's the thing also that what we did sometimes. Like some people wanted to, exactly when they found the exit, say, okay, I've seen the exit, I want to gather more resources before to leave, but each door you will open after finding the exit will be extremely difficult and more and more and more. So again, you have some decisions sometimes. You say, okay, you know what, I'm good, I have a good defensive position. Let's open 2 more doors to get more resources, and as you say, it will be sometimes more expensive than actually just living right away. So it's always this tricky situations. Here, so what we've seen while we were discussing, Max found a module that was something like kind of random. It could give dust or explode. So it's always kind of decisions whether you want to try that or not. And the rooms that you're seeing, they are self-powered. So the good thing with them is like he doesn't need
the blue ones.
The blue ones.
Ah, okay.
So he doesn't need to invest dust in them, and they will be safe from monsters. So it's it's pretty good. So now he has a lot of dust to make the dungeon safe.
The dust is the on the interface is the yellow circle. That one you need to power up rooms.
Yes.
You also needed to buy stuff. So that's the next decision you have to make if you want to buy a new stuff, or if you want to recruit someone new.
No, it's food. It's food for recruiting.
That one you need food
and also what we'll modify later, if it's not the case already, it's we want the merchants to be able to be able to offer you different currencies. You know, some will accept dust, some will accept food, some will accept science.
Okay.
You know? So to change a bit, because it's true, like sometimes you're really low on dust, and all merchant wants dust. And sometimes you have a lot of science, like in this game. The thing is, like with the Max, he's not spending any science. So actually, at one point he will probably have 2 weak defenses because he's not investing enough in science. But for that,
with science you unlock better technology that you can
exactly.
place in the level, like a better turret, like
increase these levels, and so.
Wow, what did you find? What did we find here?
So what's that? No. So I forgot that event, Max. Okay, so it's like the other one. So basically, it's quite a few elements we had from the community feedback, basically, and we have a few random elements added to the game. You never know basically what will happen with them. It's a big surprise whether you will it will heal you, it will hurt you. Sometimes you want to take the chance to use them. We have like that, for example, like monsters that we find. They're very small. And after a while, they grow, and you need to go and kill them before, they kill everyone else, on the levels. It's a lot of things that we wanted to do, also to create different places in the dungeon that are important to defend. So,
since I didn't see the game after level 5. Ever. How big are the dungeons going to get later? How many rooms is there?
So basically, we're working also on that to we want the level like 10 or 12, depending on which one will be, to be a bit bigger than what you're seeing now from level 5, but not so much more, and probably will also make it smoother the size increase between each of the levels from 1 to 10. So probably the level 5 of tomorrow, will maybe a bit smaller than what it, but maybe a tiny bit. So it's definitely stuff that we're experimenting a lot with, because what we notice is like 2 big levels not that much fun either. We feel like to have a tight dungeon, which is a very difficult experience, and big dungeon where you spend your time moving all around. It needs to feel comfortable, basically. And now also what we're doing is at the same time we're also working on touch version of the game.
Also for iOS or Android?
Yes, exactly. So we definitely think of that each time.
Any plans on a release date for that one?
Probably around the same as when the game will be finished, basically.
Okay.
So.
I think we get a little bit of an idea of how the game works. In the end, maybe some tips that are always nice to know.
So basically, one thing is, if you never played the game, don't forget that you can power up the rooms by pressing middle mouse button. And it's sometimes because people skip the tutorial and they forget that. So very important. By using these rooms, by powering the rooms, you can build stuff on it. With that particular ship, building first industry is always a good trick to give you more industry to build more defenses. A natural reflex that you may have at the beginning when you first play the game is to play mostly the heroes and not enough of the defenses and the building side of the game. It is very important, I think, to work on both, and to always have a good balance between your defenses, building defenses. It's okay to go down to 0 industry. You will get more industry later, so it's not a problem. Again, try to when you find a science area, do everything you can to improve your science, because you need to do that in a special room for that. So do it. Food. never be afraid to spend your food healing, and as soon as you can, leveling up your heroes. It's very important. For me, I always tend to max up the level up and the industry. When I see after a wave that I have too much food and too much industry, for me, I'm doing something wrong, basically. Something is missing. So feel free to spend. Try, of course, not to sacrifice your heroes, which should not happen in the first 3 levels. After a while, it becomes a bit harder, and sometimes it's better to sacrifice one than to lose the game. So it's something that you can accept. Use as much as you can your special abilities. They take like up to 3 rounds to recharge. So 3 door opening. You can use science, to have them usable again. So again, feel free to use them. It's better to use them, especially when you are in a tight spot. What else do we have? And for me also, I as soon as I have my industry major module, I tend to go for a food major module because I want to always have to. I tend to heal a lot my heroes. Another thing is a few tricks. When you find a room which can become a good choke point, try to build maximum defenses there and try to always attract the mobs to that area to try to defend it. So that works pretty well also. And the good thing is if you can manage to have a corridor up to that choke point of defenses and stuff, it can also work very well to make sure your crystal will not be harmed. At the beginning actually of the game, there should be only one entrance, your crystal. As game goes, you have more and more entrances. Like here, you have 2 entrances, and sometimes you don't have all the choices than to open several entrances of your crystal, making it very hard to defend.
Okay, that were some first-hand tips from the developer. So next time I lose in this game, it's not my fault anymore. Thanks again for taking the time to actually show the game and explain the game this time. So maybe I will have more luck next time I try it. Für euch da draußen, wenn ihr das Spiel ausprobieren wollt, das gibt es wie gesagt im Early Access auf Steam. Zum Ende des Jahres kommt dann auch die normale Version raus. Es wird auch eine Retail. There is going to be a retail version of the game.
No.
No.
It's only digital. We don't have anyone working with us on this game. So it's only through digital channels.
Okay, also das bleibt ein reines Download-Spiel. Wie gesagt, gibt es jetzt schon auf Steam. Ich habe es mir schon gekauft. Ich finde, es lohnt sich auch, wenn ich ständig sterbe. Ich finde es sehr geil. Vielleicht findet ihr auch cool. Könnt ihr einfach mal in die Kommentare reinschreiben, wie es euch gefällt, was ihr so für Erfahrungen damit gemacht habt. Und das war's dann erstmal von unserer Seite aus. Like I said, thanks again.
Thank you very much.
Looking forward to the next endless game, whatever that may be. Maybe a racing game or something, strategy racing game or something like that. I don't know. And that's it for this episode. Thank you, Max, again for playing. And well, that's it. Bye, everybody.
Thank you. Bye bye.